counting down. Okay, hey, this is Joshua, daily video blog in full effect. Consistency is back on the map and things like that. Let's see, it's a beautiful day out, but I'm super hungry. I'm hoping that motivates me to be extremely focused and judicious in this particular video. So I'm giving a talk in a couple weeks, and one of the topics is the idea of quantity over quality when it comes to creative work. And I have probably talked about this recently, but I just find that I think about it a lot. It occupies a lot of my mental space, and I think it's a pretty core aspect of how I work, and maybe a core aspect of if there's anything that makes me sort of remotely successful in my work, I kind of think it was the quantity over quality aspect of it, especially early on. So quantity over quality, what am I talking about? So there's a big notion usually that we should work smarter, not harder, and we should embrace quality over quantity. And I mostly disagree. I think that your best bet is to do lots of work and not be concerned about the actual quality of the work. I do think you should be concerned about the quality of your engagement with the work. So how motivated or dedicated are you towards the work that you're doing? And I don't mean that like how dedicated are you, like are you spending 8 hours of unbridled focus? I just mean, are you present at the time that you're doing it? Along with that, I would say that another aspect of it would be how motivated, how dedicated. Yeah, basically, like as you're doing your work, are you present in it? Are you really involved in doing the work, or are you just vomiting stuff out? If you're just vomiting stuff out and just kind of dashing things off, this whole conversation is a moot point. But if you sit down and work in whatever amount of time you have to work and you're focused on it, I think good things are going to happen, just in general. So if you have that mindset of being motivated, dedicated, and caring about the work and caring about the quality of your process, then if you embrace quantity over quality, you will almost certainly sort of win in getting better as an artist. It's really windy right now. I'm covering the mic. Hopefully it works. It's very glary, but you get to see all my beautiful pores and pixel perfect something or other. So enjoy. All right, hold on. Late summer days in Minneapolis. They're windy as shit always. All right, so I kind of look at it like this. First off, like how do you manage having a quantity over quality approach to your work? And I definitely do. This video is 3.5 minutes into it. It is windy and I'm rambling. I could easily start over, but in my opinion, it is more important to struggle through this particular work and get this video out and get it in the world. And if I feel like talking more, then I will make another video. I kind of look at it like this. It is an ongoing conversation. And if you're having a conversation with someone and you stumble or you occasionally ramble, you don't stop the conversation, cancel it, find a new table at the cafe, and then begin again with hopes that it will be better. You just move on, you move past it, and you hope to learn from it. I just try to apply that with everything. So even if shit is going wrong, here I am. I'm dedicated to the process. I'm fully engaged, and I believe in what I'm saying. So while the outcome, the actual work, might not be quality because my voice is scratchy, or because there's a train overhead, or because it's windy as hell, the process is quality. And if the process is quality, eventually other things are going to catch up to it and be as good as that. So I just kind of ride it out. At the same time, one of the things I've noticed, I feel like I constantly plug this, but if you follow my Instagram, I post quite a bit. I think yesterday I posted 12 times. To do that required me to make tons of images. As I make the images, I just keep exploring and trying to do the best thing I can, but I don't worry about composing a single masterpiece. So if you're looking at some ridiculous photo I took of all this brush, it's not gonna have, you're not gonna go into my camera or into my camera roll and see one beautiful picture. You're gonna go into it and you're gonna probably see 20 pictures that all look sort of similar, as I keep sort of working it and trying to find the right thing that is gonna work for it. Now, what is the point of that? I think that if I just tried to compose the one picture as an exercise, that'd be kind of interesting. But as an actual creative outlet, I don't think it would work at all, because once you bring the photo into context, things change a little bit. Crops change slightly. The way that you saw it earlier that day has changed. So for me, one of the most important things is, like, don't try to make masterpieces. Try to capture the thing that's working. Do as much stuff as it takes to get there. But more like cover your bases. Cover as many ideas as possible, or as many angles as possible, and just sort of work through it. Don't get overly caught up in creating this or that particular masterpiece. So, in general, I apply this and pretty much believe in it in regards to any and all work that I do. When doing graphic design, I believe in trying lots and lots of things quickly. Basically, I don't expect to have the instincts to make something good automatically. I don't expect to just have this sort of flash of inspiration and see the perfect thing in my head and then make it. I expect to find out what I'm doing as I'm doing it, in the same way that this particular video takes shape as I'm working my way through it. I had no idea how long it would be. I had no idea how it will work out. I have to make the thing to figure out what the thing is. And a lot of times we sort of screw ourselves by deciding that we have a certain amount of time, and in that time, because the deliverable is to do one thing, then we think that we only need to do one thing. I kind of think that it makes a lot more sense to double, triple, quadruple the amount of deliverables, so that you cover more ground and you try more stuff and you learn more along the process, so that every project you do ends up being research for the next project, because you're constantly testing out things that maybe don't work in that particular moment, but if you keep working through them, you're eventually going to cover enough ground that you'll find a suitable insight for a later project. Definitely in my teaching, one of the things I always noticed was that, you'd ask a student for 3 or 4 options, and they always thought it was some sort of like rote requirement. So they always do 1, and then they do 2 that they don't give a shit about, and the 1 isn't very good anyway. And what they never sort of realize is, like, I've never asked a student for 2 or 10 or 70 versions of something, because I didn't think they could make 1. I did it because I wanted to see what kind of discoveries that they would make along the way, and what sort of new stuff they would learn by having a radically different amount of research along the way to the deliverable. So it's kind of a long-winded, rambling video. I hope it makes sense. But basically, like, if you want to get good at something, just do more of it than is required by the nature of the project, and automatically you're going to pick up new stuff.